Did we hear a title card or something? Or maybe I'm losing my mind. Anyway, welcome to Let's Talk Anime. I'm the Rangerous. We are talking about not just any anime today, okay? We are talking about one of the greatest anime ever made, okay? And before you ask me what makes it great, the thing is, it keeps itself original, okay? It's got action, adventure, comedy, moments where you sit there and go, what? And guess what? It's all good. Unlike certain other series, which I won't say, that have long overran their stay. Case closed. Bit of One Piece. Naruto. Black Clover. I am talking about the one, the only, the most unique anime that is long running, and for some magical reason, it can keep itself fresh. Gintama, baby. Gintama is a very special anime series. It's one anime series that doesn't really get boring. I mean, it's slow at first, I'll be honest, but it doesn't get boring. It's always interesting. It's like, in case they do the same things over and over and over again, they find a way to actually spice it up so that way they don't do the same things over and over and over again. This is a series that has over 450 episodes. And guess what? They're still fresh. Gintama is more like hot sauce, okay? You see, you have the same hot sauce over and over and over again, and at one point, you know, it's gonna get boring just consuming it. Then you got some other series that may want to use the same kind of hot sauce, but then just change the name of it. With Gintama, on the other hand, they use one brand of hot sauce, okay? Then they take said brand of hot sauce and then tend to add in more of it. And then add in more of different brands. And then use other brands that have already been established through the other brands. And then at the same time, you consume it like this. And then it gives you a good kick in the stomach, and then you're sitting there wondering, what the hell was I watching earlier? And then you want to see more of it. The series keeps itself fresh. And we're going to understand how it keeps itself fresh and why the series is so good. To understand the inner workings of this masterpiece of an anime series called Gintama, you got to understand the mind of its creator. And Gintama's creator has the great mind of Mr. Hideaki Sorachi piloting this hodgepodge of an amazeball anime series. Growing up, Sorachi drew a lot as a kid. In fact, he showed his dad his artwork, and after he showed his dad his artwork, his dad looked at him and goes,
"Son, you're really going places, okay? You're gonna be doing a whole lot with your life. You're going to one day be the greatest mangaka in all of Japan, and I'm believing in you and having so much optimistic faith in you. World's best dad."
Except that didn't actually happen. What happened was he showed his work to his dad, and his dad laughed at it, and then he felt depressed, and then he kind of gave up. But despite all that, he followed his dream, and no, he actually didn't. He actually gave up and decided to live a normal life until he graduated from high school, and then he realized the job market kind of sucks. I'm going to go back to making manga. And after a lot of time, energy, and painstakingly hours, he was able to live off his very first work, known as Dandelion. When Sorachi was making Gintama, this wasn't an easy task. I mean, some of the other manga artists we've looked at have had hard times getting some of their work off the ground. And, you know, we've seen some people who have produced some really amazing types of series. But Sorachi really struggled with making Gintama. Case in point, it's like taking a bottle of, let's see this, sweet and spicy hot sauce, okay? And some sriracha hot sauce, and mixing it together and then having people to drink it, okay? May not sound good on paper, it's good, just trust me. Ugh. When Gintama was starting off, it came so close to getting canceled. In fact, Shueisha didn't really have a whole lot of faith in the series, and they would release less prints of different chapters and volumes every time they came out. But Sorachi had a way to fix this. He decided to fix the appeal of Gintama by introducing more characters. By adding in more characters to a series, you have the chance to expand the universe of the series. Instead of introducing characters that are all the same, like some series, or rehashing ideas that have been done in other series, talking about you, Black Clover, Gintama introduced their own original characters. Then Sorachi made stories based around those characters. Case in point, when Sorachi introduced the Shinsengumi into Gintama, that was when the series really started getting popular. People wanted to learn more. People wanted to see more than just the same characters. They wanted to see actual stories based around these other characters. It doesn't always have to focus around the main character whose name is in the fucking series. Instead, we focus on characters who might not even be the main character, who might just be a minor background character. Just subtle interactions that take up the entire episode can give us more entertainment than just watching the main character do main character shit. Like, we can watch Gintama and not expect the main character to constantly get involved, okay? He might be in there for just 5 minutes and that's it, okay? He doesn't even need to take up the entire episode. That's what Sorachi learned when he was making the series. By creating new characters, making stories around these characters, while also still reminding people, hey, just a heads up, we still got the main character, but we want to show you some more of these other characters, is what makes Gintama amazing. This is why people started to read more of it. This is why Shueisha realized this series is actually pretty good, and this, and I repeat, this is why to this day, it still keeps going, and it is still fucking original, unlike rehash Naruto. So the plot of Gintama is this: alien invasion. Wrap your minds around that, you cool cats. Okay, there's more to it. You see, aliens invaded Japan during the, let's say, Edo era, okay? During that time, because they invaded, technology rapidly advanced, like exponentially. So you got people on motor scooters and doing modern day 21st century stuff in whatever century that was in Japan, okay? And it's kind of cool. Well, what do you mean kind of cool? It's really cool because, you know, aliens and wackiness. But because of them coming to Earth, it kind of changes the landscape. So people who were samurai, it's, you can't really be a samurai anymore. It's illegal to, say, have a sword. So we have our 3 main characters who are making a living for themselves, doing odd jobs. Because what else is a samurai supposed to do? Well, aside from get an actual job and, you know, provide for their family, depending if they have a family, and, you know, actually be a responsible, functioning member of society. Let's meet them, shall we? Our first character is our title character himself, Gintoki Sakata. To best quote Sorachi, he thought, hey, silver-haired samurai. That sounds cool, right? That was literally how he came up with Gintoki, okay? Gintoki is a lazy, hella lazy guy, okay? He used to be a samurai, but the moment being samurais weren't cool anymore, he had nothing better to do, except own an odd job shop. Not the James Bond odd job. Take a close look at Gintoki's expression, that lazy-eyed expression he always has. You see, that's the look of someone who really has nothing better to do, but at the same time will probably shove your head through a wall out of pure anger if you piss him off, or boredom. You see, back in the day, Gintoki used to be one of the most badass samurai in all of Japan, okay? He had a massive reputation. His name would strike fear in the people, but the moment it quit being cool, he had to give it up, and now he's just a lazy bum. But he's not 100% lazy. He has a job. He runs an odd job shop. which 9 times out of 10, someone has to drag him out to do actual work. And when he is not working, he is engaging himself in Japanese traditions that he has always followed his whole life, mainly ever since the aliens came. What are those traditions? It's simple. It is reading manga, mainly Shonen Jump, and also eating a lot of sweets. And I mean like a lot of sweets. He's actually kind of close to being diabetic. That's actually canon. He eats a shit ton of sweets and he is really teetering on the edge of diabetic. Now, if you want to know more about Gintoki's background, you're gonna have to actually try to, what's the word I want to say? Look at it yourself. Well, a lot of his background and story is already well established before the series. In fact, a lot of flashbacks and everything will already tell you all you need to know about him. Thus, he's a character who really doesn't need to change as the series progresses. We learn more about him. We understand why he is the way he is. And honestly, it's not bad. It's only bad if the character doesn't grow, or the character is supposed to fucking grow. Our next character is Shinpachi. Shinpachi has to be by far one of the best comic relief characters in anime. And what makes him good, you ask? Well, let's take a good look at him, shall we? He wears some very stylish glasses. He's also timid. He's pretty good with a sword. And he is training to be one of the best samurai under Gintoki. But, and this is a huge but, it's not a really good example. But, times 2, a lot of crazy stuff happens to Shinpachi. Okay, but he owns it and he takes pride in what he does. It may not be the most glamorous things he does, but he takes a lot of pride in it. And he will stand by Gintoki no matter what. And he will try and help him out regardless, because that is true honor. So let open the light of Gintama. And by the light, we have to talk about a certain character. And that character, or characters, would include Kagura and Sadaharu. Yeah, let's talk about Kagura. This girl's an alien, okay? But she's a very sweet girl. Comes from a clan of bloodthirsty killers. But she is the most kindest girl you'll ever meet. Oh God, that hurts my throat. But despite looking like a sweet girl, she does not give a fuck about anything, okay? Aside from the sunlight, because she's really sensitive to sunlight, even though I just let in some light, but she is very sensitive to it. Thus, she carries an umbrella. But the unique thing about Kagura that you gotta know is that this girl is an anti-female. In most anime, okay, the female role is usually just standard, okay? Case in point, Naruto. Sakura's main role, I love Sasuke. The end. Thus, she's useless. Hinata's role, she likes Naruto, but she is somewhat useful, okay? Most anime have female characters with one primary job, and that job is to pine over said character. But Kagura does not follow that stereotype. Kagura, on the other hand, basically says, fuck you, and fuck you, I'm doing whatever I want. And she does, okay? She'll sit there and eat some of the random shit that you'll ever see. Why does she do it? She doesn't care. She just felt like it, okay? She's sometimes kind of mean. She's really blunt. She is not sweet. She's not like the dainty girl that her appearance makes her look like. She is the opposite, and this, once again, is why the series is great. Because she actually engages herself and becomes something different. Next up, you've got her partner, Sadaharu. Take a good look at that big old pupper. He's adorable. He'll bite you, mainly on the head, till you bleed. You're gonna probably need to get a shot afterwards. Our next character is Tai Shimura, aka Shinpachi's sister. She is very caring as a sister, and she can't cook worth a hell. Also, she believes firmly that if apologies were enough, we wouldn't have seppuku. Wise words from a wise sister. Next, you got Katsura Kotaro and Elizabeth. Katsura Kotaro. What's the best way for me to explain him? He's a dumbass. There, done. The man is not that smart, and he lacks a lot of common sense. Meanwhile, Elizabeth is Elizabeth. Listen, there are some things in life you just don't question. All you gotta know, Elizabeth is Elizabeth, and you just leave it at that. Just for example, okay? I don't ask what kind of, how spicy, Chipotle chocolate hot sauce is, okay? You don't ask for it, but you just accept it. See, you just accept it! And finally, you got the Shinsengumi. These were the people who saved the series, and they were somewhat loosely based off of the real life Shinsengumi. The only difference is that they are super incompetent. Yeah. You're probably sitting there right now. Why is the Dangerous taking so many jabs at all other shonen series? Does he not like them? Well, I do like them. I enjoy them, okay? But, and this is a huge but, a lot of other shonen series tend to kind of repeat themselves. Let me break it down further. You see, let's say a shonen series decided to, I don't know, make a new subplot, okay? Create a new arc, okay? The arc is good. We all like the arc, okay? And it's entertaining. Then, sometimes, as the series keep progressing, they might accidentally / inadvertently / they will most likely intentionally repeat said arc later down the road. As a result, people are still fascinated with the series, even though said series had to, rehash something, but just change the name. Now, this is when things get a little annoying. The longer the series keeps running, say, I don't know, over, say 10 years, things start to get really stale. And seasoned anime fans are noticing that this is becoming very, very, very stale. But what separates Gintama is something different. You see, the series itself acknowledges this, and thus they do something different to always spice it up. You're not getting the same hot sauce all the time to drink, okay? Instead, you're getting different blends of hot sauce. You're getting newer hot sauce. You're getting a unique flavor of hot sauce that, once consumed, once consumed, it really lights your soul on fire. This is why Gintama is cool. It does not repeat itself, okay? Like I said, I have nothing against the other series, but Gintama does something unique. When it comes to watching anime, I watch almost all of my anime 99.9999999% dubbed, okay? Gintama is that one anime I absolutely refuse to watch dubbed, okay? It's something about it subbed that makes more sense, okay? Once you watch it subbed, it's amazing. I can't watch it dubbed. The creator, he actually said, you know what? Maybe it's about time for me to slow it down and stop it for a bit, okay? Because of that, we have a clear ending right there. Instead of him just stretching it out another 5 years, even though you know the ending is right there. But that's beside the point. Oh, God, that burns. But it burns so good. This is also a series that acknowledges the problems in anime and makes fun of them while still having a really good plot filled with action, adventure, excitement, and comedy. Watch it. It's so good. Anywho, that was a really good and hot episode of Let's Talk Anime. As usual, I'm your host, The Ranger Russ. if you like this episode, do me a hot solid and like, comment, subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, hit the bell icon. You can get notifications for new episodes and follow us on TikTok. And tune in next time where, oh my God, I have to take a look at what can be seen, in my own opinion, as a huge mistake in the world of anime. And I am regretting this so much because I have to talk about this. And it hurts more than this hot sauce to talk about this. But that's neither here nor there. Until then, peace out. Oh God, this is too much. Ah. Oh God, I'm so hot. Oh.